All right, this is a 44 Magnum with a 250 grain XTP bullet traveling at 1,425 feet a second and shot at 50 yards into 25-pound clay blocks. Okay, this is the 25-pound clay block. There's the bullet channel. Pretty impressive. One shot broke that 2x8, and the bullet's lodged just inside of that block right there in this hole. And here's the bullet that went through a 10-inch block into the 3 inches into the next block, and a pretty decent mushroom. Okay, this is a 44 Magnum with a 300 grain XTP bullet traveling at 1,350 feet a second. No, excuse me, 1,300 feet a second at 25-pound clay blocks at 50 yards. Stand by. Look at the damage that this 300 did. It hollowed out this 25-pound block of clay, peeled off it, as well as look at the wound hole there. I don't know how deep it went yet. I'm going to try to recover it right now. Through the second block. It made it just about 3/4 of the way through, and there's the bullet. Pretty impressive, actually. Okay, this one's a 300 grain cast performance hard cast bullet with a gas check traveling at 1,300 feet a second, shot at 50 yards at 25-pound clay blocks. This is pretty impressive. Look at how it turned this block inside out. That's with the super flat nosed bullet. Look at how it hollowed out that block. Went all the way through the second block. As you can see, the hole through it. Now that's penetration. That's why you use hard cast bullets. And obviously it come out the back and missed my last block, as you can see there, so I won't be able to recover the bullet. But that's pretty good. Okay, what I'm doing here, this is a 460 grain cast performance hard cast bullet with a gas check, traveling at 1,750 feet a second out of my Marlin guide gun Shooting at 25-pound clay blocks. I have 4 of them lined up back there. They're 10 inches each, so there's 40 inches there. Let's see what it'll do. Did you see that? Wow, that was some devastation on that part. Went through all the way through the 3rd block and kept on going. As you can see, but look at how it leveled the other 3 blocks. Made a big chunk there, blew it in the air, broke the board. Pretty good shocking power. This is the 350 grain Hornady flat point, traveling at 2,050 feet a second out of my Marlin guide gun, shooting at 50 yards at 25-pound clay blocks that are 10 inches long, laying sideways. Let's see what this will do. Not quite as impressive as the 460 grain hard cast, is it? It totally disintegrated the front block, the first block, and you see the channel into the second. I don't know how deep it went, but I'll find it. The bullet only went in through a quarter of the second block, but it totally eliminated the front one. And there's the bullet. This is a 460 Weatherby with a 350 grain TSX bullet, traveling at 3,050 feet a second, shot at 25-pound clay blocks that are 10 inches through. So there's 40 inches lined up there, and it's at 50 yards. Let's watch what this does. And disintegrated that front, actually the front 2 blocks. Well, let's go take a closer look. Actually, this is the back of the second block. But you can see how it went all the way through and screwed itself, because look at the lines in the clay. How it kind of screwed itself out the corner of the clay, and it kept on going. There's where it come out the back corner of the second block. Kind of screwed itself out of there. Okay, this is the 460 again. I thought I'd zoom it out because it's kind of anticlimactic because it makes that block disappear so quickly. But watch how high all the goes in the air. I got 3 25-pound blocks this time standing up. They're 5 inches deep. So let's see what these 350 grains will do with that. The 460 is the overall winner for how impressive it is to destroy that. Not much left to measure or even look at, but we'll see what we got. Really nothing to look at. It disintegrated most of it. It's all across the prairie here. What does all this prove? I'm not certain that I know everything I think I do. I know this, the 240 grain and the 300 grain out of the 44 mag impressed me for a handgun cartridge, only supposedly generating a little over 1,000 pounds of muzzle energy. The 4570 hard cast bullet and the 460 grain cast performance hard cast impressed me as far as the penetration, the wound cavity it left, the wound channel. Very impressive. 350 grain Hornady bullet did what I expected, to open up and do nowhere near the penetration that the 460 did. 460 grain bullet, that is. But now the 460 Weatherby, of course, that's kind of in a league of its own when it comes to different bullet weights and the velocity that you can in fact push them. That was what I shot here today, was a 350 grain TSX bullet traveling 3,050 feet a second. And it does do some damage. And all this testing was actually done at 50 yards, which is not at muzzle, which we don't shoot things at muzzle. So again, hope you enjoy the video, watch the video, and come to your own conclusions. And I'm open for opinions, what you saw. Thank you for watching.